How long have you lived paycheck to paycheck? Is it even possible to save money these days without a side hustle? For many of us, the American dream we were sold as kids feels more like a wild goose chase than a possible reality. Welcome to Modern Backpacker, and it is my goal to help my viewers reimagine financial freedom so you can make the most out of your hard-earned dollars, experience life to the fullest, and hopefully retire early. Today, I'm talking about my journey toward financial freedom and how you can follow the same early retirement plan. I'm just starting out, so every like and subscribe counts. So if you dig this kind of topic, go ahead and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new videos when they drop. You know, there's this buzz, especially in our generation, about breaking away from the conventions of the expected life. Technology has freed us from the idea that we have to secure that 9-to-5, climb those industry ladders, and wait for weekends to truly live. So imagine, just for a moment, stepping onto a plane, leaving that corporate world behind, and landing somewhere where every day feels like a blend of work and vacation. I had this crazy idea one day, nestled between Zoom meetings and endless emails. I was working remotely and thought to myself, would anyone notice if I secretly moved to Mexico while still holding on to my online job back in the States? Think about it, waking up to a view that's postcard worthy, tapping away at a laptop in little local coffee shop, and sipping on margaritas by sunset. I had to find my way there. And guess what? I did it. So here we are together at the crossroads of ambition and adventure, exploring the bounds of what's possible. Are you ready to challenge the norm with me? So before you pack your bags and book a flight, it's always best to look at the financial facts, right? Picture your monthly bills, the rent or mortgage, grocery shopping, those fun nights out with friends, and maybe that impulse to treat yourself to something every now and then. For most of us, especially if you're living in a major American city, the numbers start adding up real fast. Maybe by the end, you're looking at $4,000 to $5,000 just to maintain a decent lifestyle without constantly penny pinching. See this map? Even Texas, where I lived and worked, is mentioned as one of the more affordable locations. And if you do the math, it's still almost $5,000 per month to live. Living in California or the Northeast? Are you really living your best life trying to maintain $6,000 to $7,000 a month just to survive? And when you dig deeper, only the most rural and remote areas of the country seem affordable. Now how about a twist? Imagine that same lifestyle. The movies, dining out, those beautiful sunset views, hiking up a mountain, all on a budget that doesn't break the bank. Sounds amazing, right? Well, that's been my reality here in Monterey. And if you subscribe to the channel, I plan on sharing a lot more about this location and the pros and cons. But I want to emphasize that my life here doesn't feel restricted, but rather freed by experiences. And all for around $2,500 a month. Now I could probably live on less. Some can even survive on as little as $1,500 a month. And this is one of the more expensive locations in Mexico. That's the magic of living in a place where the cost of life is gentle on your wallet and generous with its offerings. So let's chat. How does your city stack up? Are you getting the most bang for your buck? Or are you itching for an adventure that could redefine your financial freedom? Share your comments down below. Trust me, a city like Monterey might just have the answers you're seeking, financial freedom. But once you make that choice, how do you find a way to retire early and put that extra money to good use for the future? It's time to spark your fire, friends. All right, let's chat about this FIRE thing. FIRE stands for financial independence, retire early, which of course is a lofty goal. So here's the burning question. How do you actually get there? First of all, it's not just about stashing pennies under the mattress. It's about making all those saved pennies work for you. The rich don't get richer working more. They make investments in things like stocks, crypto, precious metals, and real estate. To really get ahead, you'll need to dive into the world of passive income and let your money do the heavy lifting. And if you want to get there faster, don't be shy about seeking out those killer side hustles. That little bit of extra cash can supercharge your savings. Compound interest is your friend. More on that in another video. The next step, embrace minimalism but not deprivation. It's about maximizing experiences, not things. Maybe that means fewer designer lattes and more breathtaking sunsets on budget-friendly traveling. Lastly, think globally. There's a massive world out there, often cheaper and more exciting than the comforts of home. Like moving to a vibrant city in Mexico, enjoying life's luxuries, and still saving more than you would back home. But getting to millionaire status takes some strategy, so be sure to stick around a bit longer and I'll break down the math for you before the end of the video. Remember, the essence of FIRE isn't about escaping work. It's about creating a life where work is a choice, not a chore. Dream big, strategize, and watch how life transforms. So you're probably wondering, of all places, why did I pick Mexico? The short answer? A combination of heart, practicality, and opportunities. Growing up in Texas, I've always been close to the Mexican border. Monterey, in particular, presented a golden opportunity. It was like hopping over to my neighbor's house, but with the perks of an entirely different culture. Just a short flight away, I could find myself back in the heart of Texas for a family barbecue, catch up with old pals, or an in-person meeting at the office. And when I'm in Monterey, I get to savor the blend of convenience, cost saving, and yes, the adventures it offers. Now, when folks think Mexico, their minds drift to beach vacation mode. But Mexico is so much more. There's a rich tapestry of culture, history, and natural wonders waiting to be explored. And for remote workers, a paradise. With access to high-speed internet, friendly locals, and cheaper everything, suddenly that city apartment back home seems overpriced. Embracing the digital nomad life was like switching lanes on a packed freeway. A bit scary, super exhilarating, but oh, totally worth it. My career took a pivot from auditing to consulting, a transition made smoother thanks to the flexibility of remote work. And the best part? The backdrop to my work routine wasn't a bland office wall, but the vibrant streets of Monterey, or sometimes the serene beaches when I felt like a change of scenery. Want to know more about the pros and cons of remote working in Mexico? Don't worry, we have more in-depth videos are on the way soon. Money, money, money. It's not just about earning it, but making it work for you. Living in Mexico, I discovered some nifty tricks. Take rent prepayment during a bear market, for instance. By locking in a price when the exchange rates were in my favor, I managed to save a ton and secure my stay. It's all about being strategic, about thinking 2 steps ahead, and optimizing for not just the present, but the future. Budgeting, especially when abroad, can be a dance between thrill and responsibility. On one hand, there's the temptation to try every new experience. On the other hand, there's the need to be smart with your cash. I've learned to strike a balance. By allocating funds for adventures, stashing savings, and diligently tracking my spending, I ensure those investments keep rolling. Monterey taught me to enjoy life, but also respect the value of every dollar. Moving out of the States does not mean you lose your benefits. You can still utilize US-based financial investments through brokerage accounts like your 401k and IRAs. You can also hold money in US banks, opening the door for CDs and high-interest saving accounts. I'm not a financial advisor, so you'll want to make sure you go through all your proper legal channels. But the point here is that most opportunities are still viable living abroad. And now for the math you've all been waiting for. Considering the savings advantage of living in Mexico, let's dive into the numbers. If you save $3,000 monthly due to the cost difference between the US and Mexico and invest it wisely, the potential is astounding. Take the last decade as a reference. Had you invested $3,000 monthly in assets like Tesla or Bitcoin from 2013 onwards, given their average growth rate, you'd be looking at impressive gains. Assuming a consistent 20% annual compound interest, which has been seen with tech giants and certain cryptocurrencies in their growth phases, over 10 years, your total investment of $360,000 would soar past the $1 million mark. With assets like Tesla, which hasn't hit $1 trillion valuation yet, and Bitcoin predicted by some to reach $1 million in value within the decade, the potential is immense. However, caution is essential. Past performance doesn't guarantee future returns. While Amazon once boasted an average 20% annual return, its growth rate has since slowed. But if you can harness that 20% compound growth yearly with your extra $3,000 from living in Mexico, achieving millionaire status becomes an actual possibility. This isn't financial advice, but rather a mathematical demonstration of leveraging location for financial growth. So whether it's seizing financial opportunities, embracing the digital lifestyle, or just soaking in the wonders of Mexico, it's all about making choices that fuel the dream. And trust me, once you start, there's no looking back. But I want all of you to remember, the FIRE lifestyle is a marathon, not a sprint, and it requires some sacrifice, but the beauty lies in living. Finally cherishing every moment, every experience for what it is and not what it costs you. So, are you inspired yet? Let's not just dream from our desks in New York or wherever you are. Let's take that leap, make a change, and embrace life's adventures. Stay tuned. We've got so much more coming your way, from detailed guides on Mexican cities to deep dives into investment strategies. Let's fire up this journey together.